Welcome back, everyone. So in the last video, we talked about availability. In this video, we are going to discuss reliability. Now, reliability is different from availability in the sense that reliability talks about whether or not within your system it crashes or it breaks down and creates some kind of failure or some type of error state when it is being accessed. And just like before, the way that we calculate failure is with this mean time between failure calculation. So this is for reliability. Mean time between failure is the total time in the service divided by the number of failures you have. So mean, of course, is the average time. So let's plug in some values here. Let's say the total time in service is 300 hours, and then the number of failures is 5. Now, when you do this division of 300 hours by 5, the mean time between failures is 60 hours, meaning that on average, the mean, within a 300-hour time period, if there are 5 errors, that means every 60 hours there is some kind of critical failure. So that means that your system's reliability in terms of whether or not there will be any kind of critical failure is this value of every 60 hours. Generally speaking, with this reliability calculation and mean time between failures, you're just trying to determine that within the actual available time period of your system from our previous discussion, how much failures are there going to be within your system? And that's the main thing around reliability. You're mainly just trying to figure out whether or not the system is actually reliable to perform the function without error. You want to reduce the amount of errors, or you want to increase the mean time between the actual amount of failures you have. Now, having failures in a system is inevitable. You're going to have servers that crash. You're going to have code that breaks. You're going to have data that gets corrupted, networks that fail, devices that overheat. There are such a large plethora of problems that can arise. So there is going to be a risk on your reliability regardless. But again, the reason why we talk about reliability, honestly, reliability is not as important as availability, because much of the ways that we can get around some of these critical errors, you can solve by also trying to make your system more available. This will be things like increasing fault tolerance, adding more redundancy in your system, which we'll discuss. I know I've mentioned redundancy a couple times here, but these are all different techniques that you can do that will increase the actual reliability of your system. But these are the two core principles that are going to drive pretty much every type of conversation around system design that we're going to have. Especially when you start going out there and you start reading different articles around some of the types of systems that people have built. What they're talking about is trying to design systems that are available and reliable and resilient and fault tolerant. So now that we understand primarily the core principles that will drive our system design conversation, let's start diving deeper into these different components and talking more about the actual parts of designing a system. So I'll see you in the next video.